Take you through Kigali Declaration on Agroforestry System Transformation Call for Action. We, participants of the 6th World Congress on Agroforestry, gathered in Kigali, Rwanda, the land of thousand hills, united by shared vision of people, planet, and profit. Across 63 countries, over 800 delegates came together as scientists, policymakers, farmers, and innovators to show that agroforestry can meet the urgent challenges of our time, restoring climate stability, regenerating land, protecting biodiversity, and securing food and livelihoods for all. The Congress featured 5 plenaries, 12 thematic sessions, more than 150 presentations, and poster sessions of over 260 abstracts, exhibitions, 17 side events, field visits, and an award ceremony with a strong participation from women, 31%, 60% male, and 27% youth, reaffirming the collective commitment to scale agroforestry as a core milestone of global sustainability and resilience. Rooted in traditional knowledge, yet powered by modern science, agroforestry is both ancient and urgent, the bridge between people and planet. It transforms bare hills into living landscapes, polluted air into breathable cities, and fragile farms into resilient, productive systems. When trees return, we harvest modern crops, we harvest clean water, nutritious food, and stability. It is also one of the world's most untapped economic opportunities. Restoring soil health and resilience increases productivity and profitability, growing more food on the same land while reducing risk. Trees themselves anchor new green industries, from timber and resins to fruits and natural fibers, powering an inclusive bioeconomy that raises income, creates millions of jobs, and regenerates the natural capital on which economies depend. Agroforestry is not a trade-off between economy and ecology. It is the blueprint for their alignment. Aligned with the Rio Conventions, the UN Food System Transformation Agenda, and the regional commitments such as Africa's CADIP and the Latin America's Initiative 2020, this Congress calls for a decisive global shift from pilots to the whole landscapes, from scattered interventions to the systematic and programmatic shifts. Therefore, we issue these Kigali Declarations calling for actions in 6 pathways for scaling agroforestry. A collective call to the action for government, scientists, financiers, civil society, and communities elsewhere. Number 1, explore innovative research and solutions. Make science work for people and planet. We call for a science that serves the society, research that cracks the code of adoption, measures profitability and equity, and delivers solutions ready for use. We celebrate living labs, long-term trials, and digital tools that make land use choices visible before they are made. We urge open data, co-creation with farmers, and sustain investments in disciplinary research that integrates ecology, economics, and social sciences, answering the questions farmers are truly asking. Number 2, adoption and robust extension. Empower farmers as co-designers and innovators. Adoption grows from ownership. Agroforestry thrives when farmers are co-designers and decision makers. We celebrate farmers managed regeneration and forest garden systems, improving yield, biodiversity, and nutrition for millions. We call for extension services, peer networks, and risk-sharing finance that reward adopters. Recognizing indigenous and the local knowledge must be central to the innovation. Empowering is not participation, it is a power. Investments, opportunities, and financial mechanisms as pathway number 3. Mobilize the finance for a green and inclusive bioeconomy. Agroforestry is profitable, from Brazil's Cerrado to India's enterprises incubators. Payment for ecosystem services, carbon and biodiversity credits, and the climate insurance show that restoration can be a business. We call on banks, investors to scale blended finance instruments that de-risk adoption, on governments to redirect harmful subsidies toward regenerative incentives, and on financial institutions to expand credit for women, youth-led agroforestry enterprises. Finance must turn restoration into a viable business, not a gamble. Number 4, enabling policy frameworks for practitioners. Build policy frameworks for enable and align. Sound policy is the backbone of scaling. We celebrate countries like Rwanda and India that have embedded agroforestry across ministries and budgets. We urge governments to harmonize agricultural, environmental, and trade policies, secure land and tree tenure, simplify regulations, and integrate agroforestry into NDCs, biodiversity, and food security plans. We call on global frameworks, including EU deforestation regulation, to move beyond avoiding harm toward rewarding good, recognizing biodiverse, water-friendly, smallholder inclusive systems. Number 5, dismantle barriers to inclusion. True inclusion begins with access to land, finance, and opportunities. We call for secure land and tree tenure for women, youth, and indigenous peoples, recognizing that the rights are the foundation of stewardship. We call for cooperative ownership and benefit sharing models that turn inclusion into economic power. We urge the impact investors, microfinance institutions, and the commercial banks to establish a dedicated credit lines, guarantee schemes, and digital finance products for small and medium agroforestry enterprises with a priority for women and youth-led ventures. Inclusion cannot remain symbolic. It must redistribute power, capital, and knowledge. Number 6, the last but not the least, agriculture is the most significant driver of biodiversity loss. Yet, agroforestry offers a proven solution. Evidence from Rwanda to India shows native trees double on farm biodiversity, increase soil nutrients, and sustain yield in drought. We protect, restore biodiversity health and resilience. We call on governments and communities to expand tree-based systems that strengthen ecological and human resilience. Health ministries, city planners must recognize that healthy ecosystems mean healthy people. As one scientist reminded us, when only 2 in 10 can reach a pharmacy, the forest becomes the first hospital. We urge all partners to expand green spaces and agroforestry models proven to improve health, food security, and climate resilience. With this Congress, we declare the establishment of the African Union for Agroforestry. Join us in this call for action. All the leaders, communities, individuals toward a greener planet. Thank you very much once again.